Hey, Carmen, are you there? Oh my gosh, how long has it been since you and I last talked? It has to have at least been a whole year now, right? Isn't that so crazy? I guess that must have been when I stole your super smart, super rich boyfriend John from you, huh? Man, to think that you were so close to living an easy life and not having to worry about money or working or anything like that ever again. But you must have been pretty shocked when you realized that you were betrayed by him for me, huh? I mean, what was the bigger shock, having your husband leave you for another woman, or that the woman was your own sister? That must have been like a double whammy for you. Don't worry, I know all about how you probably feel about it, but just because I understand doesn't mean I'm going to be giving back John to you anytime soon. Are you seriously texting me at 3 a.m. just to send me this crap? Can you at least wait until the normal hours of the day before you start trying to brag about how amazing your life is to me, Lisa? Well, you were already up anyways, right? I actually just happened to get up to use the bathroom, if you must know. But if you're still trying to lord something over me from a year ago, I've moved on and don't care about you or John anymore. What is that supposed to mean, huh? It means that I'm going to bed, because it's 3 a.m, Lisa. Hold on a second, we weren't through here. I still have more that I want to say to you. Well, I'm already putting my phone down, so... I really can't believe that you're such a sore loser that you would rather pretend to go to sleep than listen to what I have to say. You must be so scared of having to face the truth. That's why you act like this, huh? You really think I bought that my messages didn't get you wide awake or that you're already over losing John? I know that your heart is still just so full of love for him. You probably spent the rest of the night just crying into your pillow, didn't you? All because you can't handle the fact that you were beaten by your little sister who is living a much better life than you now. You think you can fool me with some half-hearted message about being over the past? There's no way that I'd ever buy that. But now that I have you at a decent time of day, I just wanted to let you know that you are never going to get John back from me. You're going to be single and poor for the rest of your life, and there is nothing that you can do about it ever. Got it? Hey, why aren't you responding to me at all? I see that you've already opened up these messages. Well, as long as I have you here, I also just wanted to let you know that I saw you going into your tiny shack of an apartment building. To think that you used to be a housewife to someone who was rich and successful, and now you live in a messed up little place like that. I've always wondered what it's like to have to live in a place like that. Care to share any of your thoughts with me on the matter? Right, well, I guess whether or not my apartment is really all that bad is more in the eye of the beholder, if you ask me. I mean, I pay over $3,000 in rent a month, so I think it's pretty nice, but I guess others might not see it that way. Hold on a second. You pay over $3,000 a month for that place? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? Or did you just tell me the wrong number? You're telling me that it's a 3 followed by 3 zeros, and you pay even more than that? I know that you live in one of the worst parts of town, and you expect me to believe that not only do you pay that much in rent, but you think that it's not a bad place? It has nothing to do with the eye of the beholder or anything. You just have a terrible apartment and are lying to me about it. So you mean that it's really been a whole year since you and John ran off together and you still haven't figured it out? Figured what out? What are you talking about, huh? Just what kind of game are you trying to play here? You mean you really have no idea at all about what's been happening to John's dad's company? Quit talking in circles and just tell me what you're going on about. I am not going to play some little guessing game with you. Got it? I'll try and make this quick for you then. When you and John got together last year, I really was shocked and didn't know how to react at all. But that's when I noticed the mistake that you made. The only mistake that I could exploit to my advantage. Do you have any idea what I could be talking about at all, Lisa? No, I don't, because you sound like a crazy person rambling about nothing. I know that you're just mad and jealous of the fact that I'm living the good life with John, and no creepy or threatening thing you say is going to scare me or change that fact. Well, okay then. I suppose I won't bother finishing my thought then, but just don't say that I didn't warn you. You didn't warn me about anything at all. You're just acting as if I'm supposed to know some big obvious fact that you're refusing to tell me. You really know how to get under my skin, do you know that? I get that you're still mad because I stole your husband, but that's no reason for you to still be so upset. I mean, just take it as proof that I'm the better sister between us and leave it at that. Just face it, I'm full of beauty and brains and everything you're not. You're certainly full of something, at least on that we can agree. What did you just say to me? Just what is that supposed to mean, huh? Why are you always such an awful jerk? I really don't have time nor the energy to get into this with you. But I've given you more than a fair warning. If you really don't know what's going on under your own roof, though, well, that's not my problem in the slightest. Yeah. I'm so scared of whatever fake story you've come up with to try and scare me, you liar. You really think that I'm going to listen to what some poor, lonely old hag has to say to me? I bet you're just mad from living in your tiny little apartment, squandering your lonely life away, and this was the only thing you could think of to relieve some stress. But I'm not going to fall for it. I'm better than you and above this petty nonsense. And by the way, John and I are about to leave for a trip overseas, so what do you think about that? We've been taking these trips every couple of months since him and I got married. This could have been your life if you were good enough to keep your man. In fact, this time, it's only been 1 month since our last big trip abroad, so you can go ahead and be jealous of us while we go do some globetrotting. Right, well, that sounds like none of my business, but I suppose I just hope that you can enjoy it while you can. That's what I thought, loser. I knew that you'd have nothing to say to that. Carmen, are you there? Do you have any idea about this? Just what is going on here? I know you know, so give me some answers now. Oh, Lisa, so lovely to hear from you. Did you and John make it back from your trip okay? I hope that you enjoyed your little vacation. Welcome home. What do you mean, welcome home? That's exactly what I'm messaging you about. There isn't any home for us to go back to. I'm sorry, Lisa, but I'm sure that I have no idea what you're talking about in the slightest. What do you mean there's no home? I mean that we got back from our trip and then we were going to go to John's parents' house where we've been living. But when we got there was a construction crew there and they were in the process of tearing the house down. Oh, that. Right. I had almost forgotten all about that, to be perfectly honest. You mean that you know about this? Is this what you mean in those messages you were sending me last month? Is this what you were trying to warn me about? No more games. I want answers right now. Well, if it's answers you want, I wouldn't waste your time talking to me. You should go and talk to John's parents instead. I'm sure they would love to fill you in. What is that supposed to mean? Do they know about this? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You mean you haven't even tried reaching out to them at all about this? You might have talked to some of your neighbors there about what's going on, but I'm sure they probably don't have too much more to say to you than they moved. But it's because they don't know what's really going on. Why don't you try calling your in-laws and asking them just where they're living now? I don't know what game you're trying to pull, but I just want you to know that the jig is up and you aren't going to scare me anymore. John called his dad and asked where he and his mom were right now. They told us that they had actually moved and that if we were going to see them, we would have to brace ourselves. But that can only mean one thing to me. It must mean that they moved to an even bigger and better house and they want to surprise us. I bet it's going to be huge, like 3 stories with a pool, maybe even a statue garden. Oh man, it's going to be like living in a palace, I bet. I can't wait to see their new place so I can rub it in your face. What the heck is going on here? Please tell me this is some kind of sick joke or something. Just what even is this place? Ugh, what is it? What do you want this time? Why can't you just experience something and keep your thoughts to yourself, huh? I mean, I don't understand. We went to the address that John's parents gave us, and it just took us to the crappy old apartment that you live in. This doesn't make any sense at all. Oh, is that where you're at right now? Well, I guess I should have guessed that that was what was going on. What are you talking about? You mean you knew this was going to happen? What else aren't you telling me? I have a right to know. I already told you I'm the wrong person to ask if you want answers. If you really want to know what's going on, you need to ask your in-laws. But why? Why can't you just tell me what's happening? Why are you trying to play these games with me? I just don't really see why I should have to explain anything to you at all after what you did to me. If you want answers, you're going to have to go out and find them yourself. I have got a really, really bad feeling about this. I know I'm not going to like whatever comes next. Oh wow, it's already morning. I had no idea that time was even passing. I was just spacing out for so long. After hearing about how John's father was kicked out of his position as CEO and John lost his role in upper management, I don't think I've moved a single inch since they've told me. So I take it that means you finally worked up the courage to ask your parents about what was going on? Did John and his father come clean to you about getting caught embezzling from the company? That's why the board of directors decided that the next CEO would have to be someone from outside the family. I know, they told me about all of that already. I was so shocked that I've been sitting in place for hours now. I only noticed it was morning because the sun began to shine in my eyes and it finally snapped me out of my trance. And when I came to, we were still in this tiny little apartment. Well, you better get used to it. That is going to be your life from now on. The two of them were sued by the company and made to return all the money that they had stolen. Then they were fired. So they really were fired then? It's not just a suspension or a demotion or something like that? That's right. In fact, I had a feeling that John was doing this even when we were married. It was actually one of the reasons I was so keen to leave him when I did. I know that he and his dad were lining their pockets with the company's money even if I didn't have any proof. I confronted John one day and he ended up spilling everything to me. But it wasn't long after that I found out you two were seeing each other. So I figured I would just rescue myself from the problem and walk away. You have got to be kidding me. How could you just let me walk straight into this situation? I didn't think that you'd be stupid enough not to realize what was happening. But you were, and you tried rubbing your marriage to him in my face. So then, that's why we were living in this tiny little apartment? Are you telling me that you're really paying more than $3,000 a month for this place? Sorry, but you seem to be mistaken again there, Lisa. What are you talking about? What more could you possibly have to tell me? I'm not sure just how much more of this I can take, Carmen. That apartment actually belongs to a friend of mine who helped me out after John and I got divorced. But that isn't the $300 apartment that I'm talking about. The place I live and pay rent for is in another town, if you must know. Wait, so then this isn't your address? But I thought that you were living in this apartment. I know that's what you thought, but you came up with that all on your own and never bothered to check with me if it was really true. But I thought that you were just a housewife. How can you afford that price for an even nice place, even though you weren't even working before? I was never ever a housewife, even when John and I were married, Lisa. What do you mean by that? What did you do then? I thought you just laze around the house and would clean from time to time or make John dinner. Well, you're wrong about that. I was working. It was just that I had a job that I could do from home. I was selling real estate from home and actually managed to make a pretty decent salary for myself. You're kidding me. I had no idea that that's what you were doing. Why didn't I know about that? But if I can be honest with you, I only pay a third of the rent for the place I'm at now. The rest of the money comes from Mom and Dad. But why would they be paying for your apartment? That doesn't make any sense. Well, that's because they're here living with me in this very apartment, of course. Wait, what? They're living with you in your apartment right now? You mean you really didn't know about this at all? Then again, Mom and Dad do always tell me how they do their best to avoid talking to you ever since you stole your own sister's husband from her. So I guess it makes sense that they wouldn't tell you about their move out to live with me. But Dad even talked to his company and asked for a transfer out here so that he and Mom could come and be with me. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I really had no idea that any of that had happened at all. You mean that Dad really never mentioned any of this to you at all? Well, he might have said one thing, but I didn't know that you were all going to live together in some really nice place. I thought that you had just convinced Mom and Dad to take your side and that you were going to live with them to mooch off of them. And have you heard it all from Dad since he talked about people moving? I haven't at all. That's probably because both Mom and Dad have blocked you on everything and never want to talk to you again. But I thought that they were just having money problems and couldn't afford to pay for their phones. I can't believe they would do that to me after already being so mean about my marriage. You mean your marriage to my ex-husband who you stole from me? Did you really think that Mom or Dad were ever going to go for that? I mean, you know how much Dad talks about the importance of making your own way through the world. He was so disappointed in you when he found out that you had just stolen my husband all because you heard he was rich. But now you and John's family can all work hard to afford that tiny little place together. Don't worry, the rent is quite cheap. It's 10 times less than what I'm paying. How did it all come to this? I just don't understand. This isn't fair. I ended up showing my parents the final conversation that I had with Lisa, and they just shook their heads. I feel like a part of them is holding out hope in their hearts that Lisa's going to have some sense knocked into her, but I just don't have time to hold out for that anymore. We all wonder about what went wrong with Lisa and how she ended up the way she did. My parents think that they might have spoiled her too much as the younger sister. She never worked a day in her life and could basically get anything she asked for. But now I guess she'll have to learn to take care of her own and others now that her and John's family will all be looking for work soon. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey Linda, what do you think you're doing disappearing as soon as you see my mother? Just because you and her don't get along doesn't mean you can start a fight with her. I mean, we are on vacation abroad, aren't we? At least try to get along while we're here, please.
Loretto, can you not guess why I disappeared as soon as I saw your mother with us?
Why is that? Tell me, because I really don't get it.
Because today is the first day of our honeymoon. I mean, isn't only the husband and wife supposed to go to the honeymoon? Why then is your mother with us in Guam when we're supposed to be having our honeymoon? Just the two of us. I mean, she was waiting for us at the airport here with a smile on her face. What were you even thinking, not telling me about this in the first place?
Mom asked me not to tell you because she wanted it to be a surprise. I mean, it's obvious that I brought her because I want to be kind to my parents, isn't it?
Huh? What do you mean you're being kind to your parents?
Besides, won't it be more fun if my mom comes with us to our honeymoon? We can help her out together. Only good things will come out of this.
Huh? What do you mean we can help her out together? I didn't come all the way out to Guam to entertain your mother or something. Besides, why did you just bring your mother? Couldn't we have brought my parents as well?
Huh? Why would you say that? I mean, my mom being here is going to make things awesome. But your parents are just going to spoil our fun on this honeymoon of ours, aren't they?
It's the same logic, right? We can be kind to my parents as well. Do you think that bringing along your mom but not my mom is fair?
I mean, it's going to be different for me if your mom comes instead of my mom, won't it? Come on, Linda, you're being a bit too selfish here, says my mom.
Oh, so you're going to call me bringing my parents selfish, but what you're doing yourself isn't?
Huh? What are you talking about, Linda? Of course it's not selfish. All I want is my mom to enjoy our honeymoon with us. But you seem to be opposed to that idea.
Jesus Christ, it's like I'm talking to an AI. By the way, where's your mother going to stay anyways? She couldn't have just come to Guam without hotel reservations, right? Where is she going to stay?
Oh yeah, she's going to stay with us in the same room.
What? Why did I expect you to say that?
I mean, she's going to be so lonely if she's only in a different room, right?
So this is why you wanted to do all the planning for our honeymoon yourself?
Of course. I want to go sightseeing with my mom as well. Even if it is a resort hotel. I can't just let my mom wander around abroad.
Jesus, I give up. I don't care anymore.
Huh? What's your problem? You're making it seem like I did something wrong here. Are you really so selfish as to not want my mom to share in our fun?
Yeah, whatever. Fine. You go with your mom. I'll go sightseeing myself.
What? Linda? Are you mad about something? Never mind, I think you do need to cool your head down a bit. I'll be checking in the hotel room with my mom. Once you calm down, let's meet up again, shall we?
Linda! To think that you were the kind of mean wife that would tell her mother-in-law not to come with them on their honeymoon? Oh my God, I pity my son Loretto so much. He's better off being single than having a selfish and arrogant wife like you. Even if you were introduced to us by an acquaintance of my husband, we should have turned down the offer the moment we saw you. It seemed that Loretto liked you for some reason, so we had no choice but to accept the marriage, but I haven't accepted you as part of our family yet. As a penalty for being so rude, please don't come with us on our vacation. You're going to ruin our special time of just me and my son together. Ever since you two got married, you've been living with us in Loretto's house, and I've had to put up with a pest in our living space for 3 whole months. But now we're finally free of you, and we can enjoy ourselves. Apparently, my son Loretto is being kind enough to ask that you meet up with us later on. But if we just let you off with no punishment like that, I feel like we're going to have problems later on. It's going to make you even more arrogant, I think. This Guam vacation is not going to be your honeymoon anymore, but me and Loretto's family vacation. Don't show yourself to us no matter what.
Linda? Where did you go last night? I told you to meet us after you had calmed down, right? I don't think you're the kind of person that would sleep outside, but Mom says that she wants to go sightseeing already. So me and my mom are just going to head out. Just tell me when you feel like meeting up with us. All right? Hey, Linda. Your head's probably cooled down already, right? I'll forget about everything you said about me and my mother. So would you just meet up with us already? We're going to be returning to the hotel now. But please, could we just stay together starting from tonight? Oh, and make sure you apologize to my mom and make up with her. It's really important that you do because you seem to have really hurt her feelings.
Huh? What the hell are these texts you sent me?
Oh, hey, Linda. Me and my mom have already returned to the hotel. I don't know where exactly you are in Guam, but stop being so stubborn already and just come back. You're going to ruin our once-in-a-lifetime honeymoon. If apologizing to my mom sounds difficult, then I'll apologize with you. All right? So, are you going to come back?
Loretto, I'm not in Guam anymore. I've already returned to Japan.
What?
I got on a flight this morning and went home. Well, I felt that just going home from the airport was a bit boring, so I stopped by an onsen hotel and am enjoying these onsen by myself right now. I hadn't realized it until now, but ever since I moved in with you and your mom, who for some reason also lived in the new house that was meant for the 2 of us, I haven't had a single moment of peace and quiet. Oh, how I missed these moments.
What? Who said you could just go back to Japan? Just stop doing as you please, will you? We're supposed to be on our honeymoon.
I'm the one who's doing as I please? You're the one who brought your mom with us on our honeymoon without telling me anything. Not only that, but you wanted her to go sightseeing with us and even stay in the same room as us. That's not what a regular person would do, Loretto.
I already told you. I did all of that so my mom would be happy.
Yeah, but I'm telling you that that's not what you call a honeymoon. If you had at least asked me in advance, things might be different, but you knew that I would disagree, which is why you didn't tell me anything until we actually saw her at the airport in Guam. You thought that I wouldn't be able to refuse once you actually did it, didn't you?
To be honest with you, yes. That's why I didn't tell you that my mom would be coming with us. But don't you feel bad about leaving my mom behind while the 2 of us go on a honeymoon? I mean, she wants to go to Guam as well, you know.
Only the wife and the husband usually go to honeymoons. What do you mean, won't you feel bad leaving my mom behind? Your mom was never supposed to come with us in the first place. Besides, your father is still in Japan, right? Don't you feel bad for him as well?
What? My father? Well, not really. I don't think he would have come even if I had asked him to. Mom, on the other hand, begged me to let her come with us. She wanted to go to Guam so badly, Linda. And you're just going to tell her not to come?
Yes. It doesn't matter whether she wants to come with us or not, because it was our honeymoon, and only the 2 of us were supposed to go in the first place. Oh, and I thought that I should tell your father about what happened, so I did. He got mad when he found out that your mother came to our honeymoon.
Seriously? Why did you have to go and tell Dad about this?
He has the right to know, doesn't he? I mean, he's your parent, just like your mom is. Well, that's the situation, I guess. I'm not in Guam anymore. I went back to Japan. Enjoy your honeymoon with your mom, then.
Huh? It's not really a honeymoon if it's just me and my mother, though.
Seriously? You love your mother so much that you don't even realize I'm making fun of you?
What? I don't understand what's there to make fun of in the first place. You're the one who I should be making fun of for being so selfish as to not want my mom to share our honeymoon with us.
Yeah, say whatever you want. There's something I want to talk to you about once you and your mom return home. I'll let you two decide when you return. Bye, then.
What? So, does this mean that you're letting me enjoy the rest of my vacation with my mother, right? Yes! This is the first steps towards you and my mom getting along better. Thank you, Linda. I knew that you were a good person at heart. Hey, Linda. What are these divorce papers you left behind?
Oh, so you came home? This was the day our honeymoon was supposed to end, by the way. Looks like you took it literally when I said, enjoy your honeymoon with your mom.
But you told me yourself that I could enjoy the rest of my vacation with Mom. We had already bought the plane tickets, so I didn't really see a need to change them.
Jesus. I want to tape signs on all sides of your body saying, beware, I have a mother complex.
Huh? What's so bad about me loving my mother? It's not a mother complex. This is a completely healthy mother and son relationship.
I'm not saying that loving your mother is bad, but I don't think you should prioritize what your mother wants over what your wife, wants all the time.
Yeah, but my mom is now your mom as well, now that we're married. What do you find so strange about the two of us, taking care of our parents as husband and wife?
I'm trying to tell you that your way of taking care of our parents is completely messed up. Anyways, the decision I made of divorcing you is not going to change. To be honest, it stings having to get divorced after only 3 months. Your mother, she kept telling me that I stole her son from her, and so would always throw away my food and treat me like trash, hitting me with brooms and stuff. One time she even tried to throw away my last remembrance of my grandmother behind my back. Luckily, I was able to get it back from the dumpster, though. She's been abusing me every day for the past 3 months, and I am at my limit, both mentally and physically. Getting divorced is way better than having to watch the two of you fucking act like you're dating. I've never told you directly until now, but it makes me want to vomit.
Huh?
Hey, Linda, what kind of lies did you tell my husband? Oh, so now it's you, mother-in-law. Did you enjoy your honeymoon with your son who you love so much? There are more important things we need to talk about right now. My husband said that he was divorcing me and left the house. Well, I guess it's only natural for him to do so. Why? I mean, I was introduced to your son by someone your husband considers as his mentor, and that's how we got married in the first place. When I told him about how you've been abusing me these past 3 months, don't you think that it's only natural that he got mad at you? What? What do you mean you were introduced to us by my husband's mentor? That's what I heard, at least. By disrespecting me, you disrespected your husband's mentor, which obviously made your husband mad. Not only did you abuse me at home regularly, but you even plotted something with your son, or whatever, and suddenly appeared at our honeymoon destination. To be honest, I think your husband has made a completely fair decision. But there's no way I could have let my son go off without me with some random woman. What's so wrong about wanting to be with your own son? First of all, I'm not some random woman. I'm his wife. Or at least, was his wife. And second of all, your problem is not that you just want to be with your son, but that you want to be with your son a little bit too much. And no, I didn't lie to your husband about anything. All I did was tell him about how you've been abusing me these past 3 months. I just gave him the facts and showed him some evidence as to what you were doing to me. It's your husband, not me, who came up with the idea of divorcing you. I'm not involved with this, so you should discuss it with him, not me. Linda, I order you to do something about this. Convince my husband not to divorce me or something. He'll probably listen to you. What makes you think you can give me orders? I'm going to block you now, all right?
I don't want to get divorced, Linda.
Huh?
I talked with Dad after we got home from Guam, and there's something I know now. The reason that I broke up with all my girlfriends who visited my parents' house in the past was because my mom was interfering. My dad saw this was happening, and so he talked to his mentor about it. His mentor was kind enough to introduce me to another woman. You.
Ah, so that's why your father apologized to me. He didn't notice how the two of you got along so well because he was always so busy with work. He apologized to me for making me have to put up with his idiot of a son and his idiot of a wife.
What? He called us idiots?
Hey, Loretto, do you even realize what you've been doing these past 3 months?
Huh? What are you talking about?
When we first met, you called your mother Mom, probably because deep down you knew that I would find the relationship between you and your mother strange. But ever since we got married and I moved in, you've been unconsciously calling her Mommy from time to time.
What? Seriously?
I'm not going to judge you on just how you call your mother, but in your case, you calling your mother Mommy is a sign of your extreme dependence on your mother, probably. If I'm being honest, I felt a little disgusted every time you called her that. Actually, I felt very disgusted.
Disgusted?
Yes. To be honest, you disgust me on a biological level, so I want to get divorced.
I disgust you on a biological level? Why? What do you find so disgusting about me and my mother getting along? Oh, I get it. You were probably one of those people that weren't loved by their mother growing up. And that's why you're jealous at our relationship, aren't you? Jesus, Linda, you're so petty.
And here I thought that you were starting to realize what you've been doing until now was wrong. Yep, you really are disgusting, Loretto. I don't know why I agreed to marry you in the first place. You disgust me so much that I never want to see you again.
But I was so happy. I was finally able to get married. You have to come back, Linda, or else who knows when I'll find someone else again. I cut ties with Mommy.
Huh? Okay.
That means you don't have to divorce me anymore, right? I'm going to move to your house right now, so tell me your address. This time for sure, we're going to act like a proper husband and wife. Let's just forget anything ever happened and start over.
But I already turned in the divorce papers.
What?
Yeah, they were mailed to my house, and so I turned them into the city hall the same day.
Those divorce papers? The one you left on our table and I signed on the day we got back from Guam because I was so mad at you and just did everything Mommy told me? Come on, Linda. That doesn't count, right? I wasn't thinking straight and my mom was pushing me on.
Of course it counts. It has your signature and everything. You see, I've already told everyone, my friends and family, that we were going to get divorced. Even your dad's mentor who introduced me to you in the first place knows about it already. Besides, even if I hadn't turned them in yet, there's nothing you could do that would change my mind about the divorce.
What do you mean there's nothing I can do to change your mind about the divorce? But I just cut ties with Mommy because of all of our problems. We don't have to worry about anything now. That's what you wanted, right? For my mom not to be around us?
Sorry, Loretto. Even if you did somehow magically turn into a new person, I'm just not willing to take the risk anymore. Besides, I don't quite understand in what way you think this solves everything. I think that my feelings towards you, that of being disgusted on a biological level, will never change. I'm going to block you now. Goodbye. I predicted that my ex-husband Loretto would somehow try to contact me after that, so as soon as I blocked him, I went to the cell phone store and had my phone number changed. Of course, I also changed my WhatsApp ID. Luckily, my parents were planning on moving anyways, so I didn't need to worry about him locating me physically. Apparently, the precautions I took paid off since, according to some mutual acquaintances, he's been frantic trying to get a hold of my new contact information. During all of this, Loretto's parents also got divorced. As soon as this happened, Loretto's mother suddenly barged into Loretto's house and forcefully moved in with him, even though Loretto had already cut ties with her. Loretto's mother, Simona, was always unhealthily dependent on her son. And after she suddenly got divorced with her husband, she began spiraling into mental instability. It seems that she's still interfering with her son's relationships, making it difficult for him to get married. Apparently, Loretto was seen yesterday entering a clinic for the mentally ill by one of his acquaintances.
Gilda, I went by your house today and it smelled like curry. It smelled delicious. Could I have some to give to my family?
But our house is on the 7th floor of an apartment. Did you come all the way to the front door or something?
Come now, there's no need to worry about the details. You see, everyone in my family loves curry, so we'd like to take it from you. Come on, Gilda, you know how we're struggling financially and have 3 kids to feed, right? Couldn't you be kind enough to just give us some food?
Huh? Wow, so this is one of your sudden requests again. Everyone in my family likes curry as well, and I only made enough for the 4 of us, so I won't be giving any to you. I sympathize with your struggles, but I simply don't feel the need to give you our food. If you and your family are truly struggling, as you say, then why don't you apply for financial aid?
But why would I apply for financial aid if you could just give it to me yourself? I mean, you say you don't feel the need, but in reality, you're just too selfish to help us out, aren't you? Besides, isn't it only natural for you to make curry for everyone in my family as well?
What? Well, I guess you could call me selfish for not helping you out, but to be honest, we aren't really that close, Sophia. And I'm no saint that goes around helping the needy either. And no, it isn't natural for me to make curry for your family as well, since we barely even know each other. Do you text the other mothers like this all the time too?
Aw, don't say that, Gilda. We're friends, aren't we? And no, I don't ask the other mothers for favors like this because I know you're the only one who's kind enough to actually help me. I mean, I'm always nice enough to ask for your curry, Gilda. Why do you always just turn me down? Seriously, don't you feel even a little bit guilty wasting my kindness like this?
Yeah, but I've never even thought to myself that I'd like it if you received my curry. We're not friends, Sophia. Don't call me that. I mean, you're not really being kind to us anyways, since what you're doing is actually just bothering us by asking for our stuff. This is food I made for my family, so I won't give it to you.
What? What are you trying to say, Gilda?
I'm trying to say that I'm not going to give you a single spoonful of curry. If I had known it would come to this, I would have never entertained you by giving you some of our food last week.
What did you just say to me? To think that I was nice enough to visit you guys at your apartment. I'm only trying to be a good neighbor, you know.
All right, I'll consider this as just one of your pranks again.
A prank? This isn't a prank, Gilda. I'm being 100% serious. If you're not a selfish bitch that only thinks about herself, then give me some of that curry you made.
Yeah, call me whatever you want. What makes you think I'd care? Anyways, I still have some housework I need to take care of, so bye.
Hey, hold on. But if you don't give us some of your curry, then my family will have nothing to eat for dinner. Seriously, Gilda, if we starve, it's going to be your fault. Just give us your curry so you won't have to feel guilty anymore. Hey, Gilda, what's with the car?
Huh? What do you mean the car?
The car that was parked in the parking lot? Oh my God, I am so jealous of you.
If you're talking about my car, then I've been using it for about half a year now. What do you mean you're jealous? It's just a regular car made in the country.
My, to think that you would call a car like that regular? That must mean that you were secretly rich, right? I mean, a car like this probably cost at least 100 million euros, right? Jesus, Gilda. What does your husband even do for a living? And why do you guys live in such a regular apartment if you've got so much money? What? I have no idea what you're talking about, Sophia. I mean, you live in a regular 3DK apartment, so I was just almost fooled into thinking that you guys were just an average household. I get it. You're the kind of person who doesn't care much about food or housing and just uses all their money on cars, right? Not really, but I'm pretty sure that our household income is pretty average, actually. In fact, due to the recent inflation, we've been forced to be tight with money recently. We definitely don't have enough money to buy a car worth 1 million euros, if that's what you wanted to ask. It's no use trying to hide that you're rich, because I already know. And now that I've seen that amazing car, it's your duty as a celebrity mother to support me and my family who are suffering, because we have 3 children, even though my husband doesn't earn that much money. You don't have any excuse not to give me stuff anymore, Gilda. If you don't, you'll truly just be a selfish bitch, and I'll tell all the other mothers about it. I already told you, my family is neither rich nor famous. So I'm afraid we won't be able to help you. And I don't care if you call me selfish or whatever, but it's just the way of the world. People prioritize themselves and their family above everything else, and we're no different. Besides, I don't want to be called selfish by someone who always asks for stuff but never gives anything in return. What are you talking about? What do you mean you're neither rich nor famous? I mean, your husband earns enough money for you to be able to be a housewife, right? That alone is enough to show that someone is rich in this day and age. I'm not a housewife. I just work from home. Oh, so that means that not only does your husband earn a lot of money, but you earn money yourself as well. That must mean that you have a ton of money then. You must do some high-class job yourself, right? I know you must be an investor or something. Wow, I never knew you were so talented, Gilda. No, I'm not an investor. I'm just a regular employee who works for the planning department at B Corporations. My husband is also just a regular office worker who earns a regular salary. Will you please stop making all these assumptions? None of them are true. I already told you, Gilda. I know you're lying because there's no way someone with a regular salary would be able to afford a car like that. Give me that car of yours. Huh? So this is what you wanted from the start, huh? If you're that rich, then you could just buy another one, right? So give it to me. My family clearly needs it more than you. Do you know how much a luxury car would help a struggling family with 3 children? A lot. I mean, we definitely wouldn't be struggling anymore. I'm afraid I won't be able to do that. That's the only car our family owns. And for the last time, we don't earn enough money to be able to just buy another car. Fine, then just let me drive it first. I'll decide then whether I'll take it from you or not. I won't give it to you, and I won't let you drive it either. Who knows what you might do? You might try to run away with it or get into an accident or something. Aw, please. It's fine if you just let me drive it a bit, right? Come on, Gilda, what harm would it do? No, it's not lending the car itself that's the problem here, but the fact that I'm going to be lending it to you, who, if we're being honest, I have zero trust with. Jesus, Gilda, you're going to hurt my feelings with words like that. I thought we were friends. If we really are friends, then just let me drive your car for a bit. I want to drive it, I want to drive it, I want to drive it. You're so stubborn. For the last time, I am not going to let you drive it. Bye. Huh? You're so stingy, Gilda. Fine. I'll just do something about it myself. I still really want to drive that car. So I thought to myself, so I went to the parking lot and, oh my God, the keys to the car were left on the hood. This means I can drive it, right? Yes, I knew you were my friend, Gilda. You always deny it, but I know you're just the kind of person that isn't very open about their own feelings. You're so cute, letting me know I can drive the car in this fashion. I mean, seriously. You tell me that you won't let me drive it, but one day you change your mind and leave the keys on the hood, and you don't tell me anything because you're too shy to do so. Anyways, thanks for changing your mind about me driving the car, Gilda. I'll take it out for a ride right now.
Huh? Sophia? You're going to take our car out for a drive? What are you talking about? But I'm currently driving the car on my way to the supermarket. Stop with these jokes, please. They aren't funny. I'm going to tell you one more time. I'm not going to let you drive our car, and I'm definitely not going to give or lend it to you either. Seriously, where do you come up with all this nonsense?
Oh, my, looks like I got a text from Gilda while I was driving. Huh? What do you mean you're driving your car and are on your way to the supermarket? But I'm driving your car right now, so there's no point in trying to lie. Oh, I get it. You're still too embarrassed that you changed your mind and are actually going to let me drive your car, which is why you're still denying it like this, right? It's all right, Gilda. I forgive you for being mean towards me at the start. We're best friends forever, after all. To tell you the truth, I thought that driving this car was difficult at first, but once you get used to it, it's actually all right. I got the opportunity to take your car out for at least a test drive, so I decided to go somewhere far away, and now I'm on the highway. It feels so good speeding down the highway in your luxury car, Gilda.
Sophia, what? You're on the highway? Don't tell me, but are you actually driving right now?
Yep. Well, not exactly right now, because that would be dangerous, right? I'm currently at a road stop taking a break, though. It feels so good going vroom vroom and going full speed in this car.
But I'm trying to tell you that I used our car to go to the supermarket. I already parked it in our parking lot, but I can see it from our balcony. I'm pretty sure it's still there. I'm afraid that yet again, I don't know what you're talking about, Sophia.
Yeah. It's getting kind of old, Gilda. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you. The car was scratched a bit, but don't you dare complain about something as little as this, all right? Today's a test drive, after all. Make sure you have it repaired before I come and take it from you, all right?
Sophia, can you still text right now?
Yep, I'm still taking a break at the road sign. I'm planning on heading out soon. What is it?
You said that you were driving a luxury car, right? The one with the golden number plate and the silver car frame?
Yep. Why are you asking me that? This is your car, isn't it? You're weird, Gilda.
I want you to stay calm and listen to me right now. Our family doesn't own any such luxury car. We only own a regular 4-seater.
What?
Yep, my car is a white car made by Nissan, and it was bought secondhand as well.
What? But that was your previous car, wasn't it? I saw you leaving the parking lot driving a car like that before. It's the second closest one to the entrance, right?
Yeah, I do park it at the second closest lot to the entrance.
There, you see?
But there's a similar parking lot 1 block down from the one I always use. I went to the balcony earlier to check if my car was still there and saw that there was a crowd gathering at this other parking lot. Could it be? I thought to myself and went to see what was happening.
Wait, is it the case that...
Yes, it is. You went to the wrong parking lot, Sophia, and mistook the luxury car parked at the lot second closest to the entrance for mine. Then you got in the car without the owner's permission and took it for a ride. I think this is what happened.
No way! You've got to be kidding, right?
There's no point in me making jokes at a situation like this.
Then who is the owner of this luxury car?
Yep, I think that's where you screwed up the worst.
Who is it? Have you heard of Anton? Is that the crazy guy who's suspected of having ties with the criminal underworld? Correct. What? Then I'm in big trouble, right? Please, Gilda, I'll come back immediately and return the car without anyone noticing, so don't tell anyone that I took the car out for a drive. I told you earlier that there was a crowd at the parking lot, right? It means that Anton himself is there, and there's a commotion because he's screaming about how his car got stolen. No way. Apparently, there were eyewitnesses to you stealing the car and taking it out for a drive, so there's no point trying to hide anymore. Steal? I didn't steal it. There's no point trying to run away either, so you should just come back immediately and return the car, or contact the authorities right away. Gilda, what should I do? I got into an accident. I was panicking the whole time I was driving home, and I'm fine, but the car's been flattened. What should I do? Seriously, what should I do? I'm fucked now, aren't I? Gilda, please give me 1 million euros. I need to pay for the car that I broke. I mean, this is all your fault for not telling me that wasn't your car sooner, so you need to do something about this. Please, at least just read my messages. Apparently, if I don't give him 1 million euros by 3 days, he's going to do something terrible to me. I have no choice but to ask you, the one who's responsible for this mess, to give me the money. If you feel bad about getting me into this mess, then hurry up and give me the 1 million euros. He says I need to give it to him by sunset on Saturday. Gilda, where's the 1 million euros? Oh shit, the sun's about to set. My husband gave me divorce papers and went into hiding with our children, so I can't rely on them anymore. Are you going to tell me that you don't care what happens to me? Are you just going to throw me away, the friend you were kind enough to lend a car to once? Shit, the sun has set. Anton is here with a bunch of muscular men. Please, I need 1 million euros in cash right now. We're currently behind the parking lot his car used to be parked in. Come here quick. If you're not going to give me the cash, then at least come here so you can be taken away instead of me, please. He told me that if I couldn't pay the 1 million euros, then he's going to make me work for him for the rest of my life. He says that probably won't even be worth half of what I owed him. Please, Gilda, I think he plans on selling me to slavery or something. I could already see Sophia telling everyone that it was my fault she broke Anton's car, so I decided to be one step ahead of her and tell Anton how she must have thought his car was my car because our cars are parked in the same spaces, but in different parking lots. But thankfully, he seemed to be a sane man and said it's her fault for trying to take someone else's car in the first place, and told me that this was in no way my fault. By the way, it seems that Anton went to Sophia's husband and told him that he would let him and his kids go on the condition that he divorced Sophia. He didn't need to tell Sophia's husband twice. And he finished the necessary paperwork required for his kids to change schools and for them to move somewhere far away at the speed of light. Sophia's parents had cut ties with her years ago, and so now that her family left her, she was completely alone with no one she could rely on. I don't know if the rumors about Anton having ties to the criminal underworld are true or not, but it's true that Sophia suddenly disappeared the day after she was supposed to give him the money. No one dares question what happened to her after that, and there hasn't been a word from her ever since.
Clayton, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm going to have to work late again today. Do you think you can make your own dinner tonight for yourself?
What, again with this?
Really, I do feel bad having to stay late over and over again recently. But right now, the company and my department specifically is working on a project for a new item, and we only have 1 month left to finish it. Once this last month is over, I'll be able to calm down a bit, and should be able to take more time off.
So that's so. And I guess I'll be going out and getting some filet mignon for myself.
Really?
And of course, since you're the one coming up with excuses to not make me dinner every night, I'll be paying for the meat with your credit card. Shouldn't be a problem for you though, right? I mean, if you're working that much overtime, then you should be making loads of money.
I get that, but I'm getting back to work now.
Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
Hey, Clayton. Recently, you've been in your office all day. Are you still making sure to get your work done in there?
Huh? What's with that kind of question? You starting to doubt me now?
Well, you are working remotely now, but you've been in your office for a few days now, and I've never seen you come out, so I'm unsure what you're actually doing in there.
You saw that I'm getting paid still, right?
You showed me that bank statement over 4 months ago.
Showing you once should be more than enough to get you to believe me, right? I'm a very busy man when it comes to the heavy workloads I have to complete. I really do not want to keep sitting here listening to you ask unnecessary questions all day when I need to get back to work. Please stop talking to me while I'm working.
All right, but if you have something I need to talk with you about, then at least answer my texts.
No,
Huh? What the heck, Clayton?
I need to get back to work.
Erica, long time no see. Are you able to talk right now? What? If it isn't my old friend Jenna? How's it going? Well, I'm doing all right, but does this mean that you're back in town? That's right, but just for a little while. I've come back into town looking for some new locations to help expand the company that I started around 3 years ago. I have a main office right now, but I'd like to start opening up offices closer to some of my more distant customers in the hopes of bringing in even more. But anyway, since I'm all the way back in my hometown, I thought I should at least make some time to go out to eat with you or something so that we can catch up again. So what do you think about getting something after work to eat together? I'm sorry. Right now, I'm terribly busy with a project at work. If it's this Sunday, then I'll have time to see you. But I don't want to take away any of your time if you're supposed to be out looking for new places to expand to. This Sunday, huh? Okay. Oh, so that's okay with you then? Yep, that's perfectly fine with my schedule. I am my own boss after all, so I can do whatever I want without having to be worried about not getting my work done. LOL. Thank you so much for doing that for me, Jenna. Sorry that you caught me at a pretty busy time, though. You don't have to worry about that. I had assumed that you'd only have time on the weekends anyway, and was really only asking if you had time after work just to confirm that. And when we meet, I have something I'd like to talk to you about. What's that? It's not something I can convey very well to you over the phone or anything. So it's... I'll just say that there are some good things to it, and some bad things as well. And they impact more than just the two of us. Okay. I understand, I think. Now, once I've found us a place to eat on Sunday, I'll give you a text. Do you have any place that you'd recommend we go? Seafood, noodles, a cafe? Whatever place you choose for us to go to will be fine with me. Okay. I'll search for a place tomorrow and let you know. I'm thinking something light, so hopefully a place with lots of salad options. All right. Thank you, Jenna. Clayton, I have a friend from back in college coming into town for work, and her and I are going out to eat together today. So I'll be out of the house for a little while. I won't be back until probably a bit after lunch. So can you make sure to make yourself something for lunch before I come back? And if you haven't noticed already, I made breakfast for the two of us, and I'll be putting your half into the fridge for you to warm up if you want it. Okay? I know that you're in your room right now and are too busy to reply to me. But I can see that you've read these texts, so I'm going to assume that means you've understood what I told you. If you don't, then tell me that now before I leave the house. I won't be able to do anything for you once I'm gone, okay? I'm heading out in about 5 minutes. Jenna, thank you so much for meeting to eat lunch today. And of course, tell me all those things. Erica, and thank you so much for allowing me to talk with you about all of that. I'm sure that all came as a massive surprise to you, right? But it was really nice for myself to finally get it all out there to you and not have to hold it down any longer. It was a surprise, but I'm happy that you feel a bit more relieved. I was already surprised by the fact that the company that my husband's been working for is actually the company that you're running. but the fact that he's been trying to make advances on you through the company's communication app is a bit... And not just you either, but other employees there as well. Well, let's just say that I'm not okay with that and can understand a lot more things now within my own home. I just wish he could have told me that he was no longer interested in me or something, so that I didn't have to waste any more of my time. It helps that you've understood everything I've said. Of course, I would never have a hard time understanding these things, but I just wish that I could have known sooner. However, now that I'm aware of what he's been up to, I'm a bit worried he'll continue to cause issues within your company. I don't want him to continue to try and talk with you like that, especially on the company's app. That's totally unacceptable. So I'm going to talk with him about this, and if that doesn't work, then I guess we'll be able to make a conclusive decision. All right. I just hope that all of this will end once you speak to him. Just be aware, though, that this has already put him on the chopping block, so don't expect that he'll keep his job, even if he does own up to what he's done. Yeah, I hope to get this all handled for us soon. The only problem is that I'm using a lot of my time and mental space to work on a project for my job, and so I don't have time to really think about my husband enough. You don't have to get too worked up just yet. I plan to tell you all of this before I really have to step in and manage him. So once your work has settled down a bit, think about all of this and let me know what we should do. And remember that you can come to me if things about him don't change, and I'll be willing to have you work for me and stay here. Understood. Thank you, Jenna. Clayton, it's time for you to get off of your computer for a second and come talk to me. I have some things to talk with you about right now.
Shut up. Stop knocking on my door. I cannot focus on my job like this.
First off, stop using only capital letters. I'm not in the mood to be yelled at by you or anyone, okay? And second, I have something very important that needs to be talked about. And so I'd like to talk about it in person.
Shut up. Stop talking to me. It's because you keep trying to talk to me that all my dang focus is ruined now.
You've been locked up in that office so much recently that I've begun to forget what you look like. And when I try to open the door just a little to talk with you, there's no answer. You left part of your shelf in front of it so that I can't get the door open all the way anymore, and it's ridiculous. And if you have things in there like work documents or things you don't want me to see, then just come out here and talk with me. I really don't have the patience anymore for this, okay? I've even been trying to call you so that I can hear your voice, and yet you never answer me. So that's the reason I have to text you all the time now, even when I have something really important that you need to hear about.
Unless I'm gonna talk to you first, you shut the hell up.
You want me to stay quiet until you come and talk to me? Then what should I do about the things that I want to talk to you about?
Deal with all of them yourself.
But these are things that affect the both of us once a decision is made. I'm not kidding when I say that this topic is about more than just some shallow decision. It'll decide what happens with us from here on, and that includes our marriage.
Whatever you want to talk to me about isn't that important, Erica. I have work to do, and I'm a busy man. You can manage that all by yourself. Stop trying to take my attention away from my own work.
Fine. So I guess I'll be the one to make a decision all by myself then, without your input?
Shut the hell up. Just shut it. Until I talk to you, shut the freaking hell up. Stop making me say it over and over.
All right. Jenna, sorry for keeping you waiting on the update. After what you told me about the things regarding my husband, I've tried looking into some things and I've come back with an answer for what to do about him and the choice I'll make. Oh, so you finally made a decision? Yep. I think that I'd be willing to join your company and move out of this place for good. Perfect! I found myself another great employee. But by doing that, what will we do with your husband? I'm aware that he's working remotely for me now and thinks that he'll continue to be. Well, I guess, what did he say when you spoke to him about what all's been going on? He didn't say a thing, actually. Huh? Well, actually, there's something more to that. For a very long time now, he's been locking himself in his office and never even answers to me when I try to talk to him. And he'll read all my texts that I've sent him but never actually respond. And even after meeting with you for lunch, he's been the same way. I knew that all of this couldn't just be something that I could make a decision on, and so I wanted to get his side of the story and what he thought. But when I went and knocked on his door saying we had something important to discuss, He yelled at me a bunch and told me to shut up. I even told him that this was something important that would affect the both of us. But he only responded by saying it couldn't be that important and that he's too busy for me. And then he ended things by saying that it's fine for me to make a decision on all this by myself, and that he didn't want me talking to him unless he spoke to me first. What? Really, I haven't even seen his face in such a long time now. And when I'm at work, he'll leave the office to shower and eat food and live a normal life. This all pretty much shows me that he no longer wants anything to do with me, and really has been trying to live his own life, with whoever he's talking to in your company. Even you. I really don't like saying this, but Jenna, I haven't slept with him for a month now, and it all makes sense why. I get now why he's locked himself in that room, and it's pretty much because he no longer loves me. Dang. I suspected that when he started to talk to me and a few others here about non-business related stuff. But I guess this means it's all too late for him now. And listen, ever since that day he yelled at me like that, he's never even spoken to me or sent me a single text. And as he said, I guess I'll have to be the one to decide on everything by myself now. Understood. So tomorrow, I'll be telling the company I'm currently employed with that I'm leaving, and then I'll come to your company. And actually, I've already spoken with my boss, and he said that within 2 weeks, I'll be able to leave and head over to you. Really? That's perfect. Well, I'll get started myself then on preparing for your arrival. I'll get you an office of your own and everything here, and I'll train you myself. Wait, you'll probably want a company house for yourself as well, right? You can do that for me, though? That would be wonderful. Well, I want to make sure you're away from your husband once you come here, and I'm sure it's tough having to pay full price for a new place to live, so consider your new place of residence found.
Hey, Erica. Yo, what the hell is up with this divorce paperwork? Just when I started wondering why you've been so quiet recently, I walked by the room and all of your things are gone and the place pretty much empty. What? There's a letter underneath the divorce paper. Took a glance at the letter you wrote me. Been out of this house for over 3 days now. Just a second ago I gave your work a call, and they're telling me you left the company days ago as well. What the frick? What's this about the company I work for, CEO, being that friend you told me about from college? And she started telling you about how I started to talk with other co-workers and leaders at work through the company's communication app about private things? I never knew any of this was going on behind my back. And also, when I was talking to her through that communication app, she made herself out to be so cute and young to me. But now I can see that she's a 40-year-old grandma that I've been talking with. If you'd known that I was talking to her on there, then you should have told me sooner that she's old. Erica, hey! I'm finally talking to you now, so you can reply to me. I told you that it's alright to talk only when I talk first, right? I have a lot of important things to talk with you about, so reply to me now. Come on. Right now, I don't have a job to go to anymore, and I won't be able to pay the rent for a place like this. And now you're wanting a divorce. The reason I hadn't wanted you to see me all day or to talk to me was because I didn't want you knowing that I was talking to other women while I should have been working. And I didn't want you knowing that I was already at risk of losing my job. If you come back to me and forget the divorce, I'll talk to you again. And I'll begin looking for another job right away. Erica.
After having to sit there and look at all his annoying messages, I was finally able to see what had been going on with him. At this point, I can really see just how horrible of a man Clayton has been. I left him the business card to my lawyer at the house, and so if he has anything else he needs to say before the divorce, he can call them and talk it out. But because of how swiftly I got out of that place unnoticed, I was able to get a divorce from him with no speed bumps. And on his end, he ran crying back to his parents who live out in the countryside, saying he quit his job and lost his wife. But of course, as his mom greeted him at the front door and tried to calm all his crying down, his dad pulled the car out of the garage and put Clayton in it with him. He then drove him a ways out into the woods, where he set his son up with a new job, working for the foresting company out there. What Clayton never realized is that I already told his parents the truth about what he'd done, and so this was their plan to get him back on the correct path. Hearing that it all went to plan while I'm no longer around, I feel so warm inside. It's great to see that he'll never have an office to hide in again now, and that he'll never be able to try and get with any of the women from his work because he'll be surrounded by other men working in a humid forest hauling wood all day. As for myself, though, I've started working my new job under my friend's supervision in her company. She said before, she's trying to expand the company. Or, in the next couple of months, once my training is done, she's going to have me become the manager of a new location opening up, and will make sure I'm paid more than what I was getting at my previous job. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Excuse me, Kate, are you really going to get married? Long time no see, Mom. I'm not sure where you heard about all of that, but it is true that I'm getting married soon. I would really like to introduce you guys to my fiancé as well. I don't care about your fiancé right now. How could you push your cute and amazing little sister aside and get married before her as the useless pile of trash that you are? I will not allow such a thing to happen. Why does it even matter to you which one of us gets married first? If you're so worried about me getting married before her, then how about you talk with her and ask her to get married right now? She is far too cute for me to say anything like that to. If I'd choose between asking her that and yelling at you like I am now, I'd choose this. Now, you get out of her way and let her get married first. This is the whole reason why you're always called useless by us. The only ones who are ever treating me like I'm useless are you and Dad. What are you talking about? Everybody in this family says that about you. Well, the other day I was out with Aunt Jane and her family for lunch. Huh? So, was that all you had to say to me today? I was planning on telling you and Dad about how I'd be getting married soon, but that's all been taken care of now. So, can we stop talking to one another right now? You hold it right there. Be aware that neither your father or I will be coming to your wedding then. There's never been a wedding so awful that not even the bride's parents would come to it, right? But since you're trying to get married before your own little sister, like the little rat that you are, then us not coming is what you get. I was wondering what else you had to say to me. Since I have the chance to, allow me to say this clearly. Just having our cute and amazing little daughter is more than enough for your father and I. We have no reason to be going out to your wedding of all things. I see. Well, suit yourself, I guess. Are you sure you're not going to be regretting those words? I would never regret staying away from you. Your father is agreeing with me right now as he sits here next to me looking at what we're saying. Then I'll make sure not to send either one of you the wedding invitations. Is that really what you want to have happen, though? You're starting to get on my nerves now, Kate. All right, then. Well, it seems now that we've handled what we had to say today. Goodbye now. Kate, did you tell Mom about how you're going to be getting married soon? She just came into my room out of nowhere and started going on and on about what all you were doing and left without even letting me say anything. Oh, well, I wasn't the one that let her know about that. She had to have heard it from someone else, and then she started to text me asking about it all. Is that right? I'm going to assume that one of my friends from back in the neighborhood told their parents about it, and then their parents went to Mom about it afterwards. I see. It's not like you were trying to hide your upcoming marriage from anyone or anything like that. Not really. I was even planning on telling Mom and Dad about it all soon, too. And when I said to her that I'd like to introduce my fiancé to her, she told me she didn't care about him at all, and that's where things ended. Are you serious? From what I saw Mom saying and from how she was acting, she didn't take things very well. Complaining about things like how we should be getting married and whatever happened to the little sister coming first kind of thing. Remember that Mom has always been about you coming first when it comes to everything, and if that doesn't happen, she loses it. Well, I don't really care who gets married first, to be honest. But in Mom's mind, I think she can only see two outcomes, one with me winning for her and one with her losing to you. And when she was complaining to me just a bit ago, she was saying everything like I just agreed with her on all of it and had no comments of my own to make. She made it seem like she was going to listen to me, but wasn't actually trying to. So it's not just me who has to go through all of her crap?
Well, I can't compare what I'm going through to the amount of hell you've had to deal with. But I really do want to hurry up and get out of this house. Just a little longer, so please hang tight. Will do.
Bailey, I have the best news ever for you.
What's it about?
You are going to be getting married now.
Huh?
Listen, the other day you agreed with me that you didn't want your older sister getting married before you, right? When I went to your father and told him about how you were feeling, he went out and found you the perfect man to make into your husband.
What are you talking about?
The man he found is a 37-year-old who is currently working for a very large company.
He's 37 years old? I'm only 21, Mom.
Well, at this point in time, nobody's going to care about you both being 16 years apart from one another.
That's not even the problem I have. Why is all of this even happening right now? I never said anything about how I wanted you and Dad to look for a man to marry, did I?
You've always been telling me about how you wanted to get married to a very wealthy man in order to make both your father and I happy, right?
I never once said any of those things.
Oh, Bailey, you really don't have to get shy about this. We made sure to talk with your boyfriend about how you'll be going on a date with one another tomorrow at a local hotel, and we'll be staying the night there together. So please prepare for that.
Huh? Kate, I'm going to be leaving Mom and Dad's house right now.
What?
This is an emergency, so I made sure to grab all of what I could carry, and I'm going to get on the next bus out of this place before they all stop.
Bailey, hold up. What's happened?
Both Mom and Dad went out and found a man for me to marry, and I never even asked for that.
What? Did they start doing that in an attempt to get you married before me?
I made sure to give Jim a call just a second ago about this, and he said he'll be coming to pick me up at the bus station closest to his house when I arrive there. Now, if either Mom or Dad ask you about where I've run off to, please don't tell them a dang thing.
I'll make sure not to. I'll go ahead and act like I don't even know what happened. Now, be careful not to panic too much, all right?
I'll try my best.
Kate, do you have any clue where Bailey went? What's that? Did something happen between you two? Oh, no. I wonder when she left the house at. And pretty soon her fiancé will be coming to pick her up. Her fiancé? Yes, it's Bailey's fiancé. Did she ever even have a fiancé before? They got engaged just yesterday. Both your father and I went out of our ways to find her a man with very high specs for her to marry. And today's the day where she'll get to meet him for the first time and then go with him to a nearby hotel to have their very first date. Did you only tell that all of that was happening after you guys put it into motion? And did you just say that this will be her first time meeting him and that they're then going to have a date at a hotel afterwards? There's no reason for someone like Bailey to say no to such a good thing, right? Well, you're not going to know about that unless you go and ask her how she feels about it. I don't have to ask her to know how she feels about it. I know that her dream is to get married to a man with a ton of money, all for the sake of her own mother. I'm pretty sure that is not at all what her dream is. And what could a waste of time and money like you ever know about the things that Bailey and I have? Well, whatever. As for what you were asking, I have no clue what's happened to her or where she's gone. If you want to find her so badly, then you go out and start looking for her, please. You don't have to tell me that twice. Honestly, the only thing you've ever been perfect at is pissing other people off, Kate. Bailey, I just got some texts from Mom a second ago, and it seems that she's only just now figured out that you're no longer home with her.
Wait, are you serious?
She was asking me when you disappeared from the house and all that.
You have to be kidding me. Well, thanks to her ability to be so unaware of things, I was able to make it over to Jim's place safe and sound. So in the end, everything turned out just fine for me.
That's right. By the way, what's your plans for going to trade school going to be? You're way too far from the school to go there now, and if you were to come back here, it would be far too dangerous for you.
That's what I was thinking about, so before I left, I made sure to call the school.
And they told me that there's actually a closer office to here that I can go to a few days a week for training, and then the rest of my classes can be taken online.
Oh, is that right?
I know that it's not the best thing for the field I want to go into, but for the time being, it's a better option than anything else out there.
I see. Well, as long as you're okay with it all, I have nothing to worry about. And the fact that you were able to make it all the way to gym safely is by far the best news today.
Are things going to plan for the both of you?
Right, about all of that. With the way things are now, I can tell that both Mom and Dad are going to not only be annoying, but a massive pain in my butt. So I just spoke with my fiancé again, and we've decided that the best bet is to give up on where we were planning to have our wedding and head out that way instead.
I think that's the better choice as well. And if you guys do plan to be out there anyway, then it's no problem having your wedding overseas as well, right? And it's not like you had really invited anyone else besides his parents anyway.
Kate! Why didn't you tell me this earlier? It's been a few months now, Mom. The men that both you and Bailey are getting married to are the sons of an executive director at your dad's work?
That's right. We actually went overseas and had our weddings together at the exact same time. Bailey got married to the little brother, Jim, and I got married to the big brother, John. I guess the wedding is all over with now, and the news was going to eventually make its way back to you guys. And as for Bailey, she did get married as a student, but both of Jim's parents aren't worried about that and said it would be okay.
Stop talking like you have no worries about all of this. That executive director is the younger brother of the CEO. In other words, that means that both your husband and Bailey's husband are nephews to the CEO. Why did you never tell your father and I about this earlier?
I actually wanted to tell you guys about it, but when you started to get in touch with me first, you told me that both Dad and you wouldn't be coming to my wedding, right?
What?
But even with that all being said, I thought it would be a good idea to say something about my fiancé, you know? However, after I had some talks with his parents about what to do, and during those talks I mentioned how you didn't even listen to Bailey's opinions at all, and went out to get her a fiancé when she didn't even ask for one. We talked about how after you had told Bailey that news, she panicked and got onto the next bus with whatever she could carry, and made it all the way out to Jim's place that night.
It wasn't that crazy that she had to run away from it, though.
No matter how you think about it, what you did was crazy enough to warrant her running off. You told her to go on a date with some old man and then go stay the night at a hotel when she hadn't even met him before yet. Do you not understand how scared you made her when you said all of that?
But when it came to her fiancé, Bailey said to me that she wanted to make my dreams come true before, and so...
That's what you've been telling yourself this whole time, all right?
What?
All you've been doing is rambling on and on about your dreams. And when Bailey never even had a chance to say anything about your dream, you just assumed that she agreed with it and would do as you wanted.
Huh? There's no way that could be.
Then tell me, with all those things you think she said, why did she already have a boyfriend and everything who she was ready to get married to?
Well, that's, you see, with him being the executive director's son, he has to have a lot of money.
Well, when it comes to the both of his sons, neither of them are working with him in that company, and are in fact working in a completely different line of work as remote workers.
What?
And when it comes to how much Jim is making, it's not all that great of an amount. Just enough for him to take care of the both of them for a bit. Also, it was John and I who had first started going out with one another. And later on, we both introduced Jim and Bailey to each other. And we only ever learned about how their father was the boss of ours after we had been dating for a little while and started to talk about our parents more. So when it comes to you and that dream of yours, it had nothing to do with either one of us, and we never ever listened to it.
No way!
So we are done here, right? I know that Bailey has already gone and blocked both you and Dad, and I'm about to do the same thing to you both as well.
Hold on a second, please. Look, right now things aren't going so well for me.
What's happened to you now?
After I had chosen not to go to either one of your guys' weddings, and after I had done everything without listening to a single thing from Bailey about how she felt, it's really gone and upset the executive director.
Yeah, I could understand him getting upset over all of that. You pretty much went and made it seem like you didn't care about either one of his sons.
Your dad and his position at the company, everyone's been talking about him behind his back, and right now he feels like he's not in a good place at all there.
I'm sure. That all sounds like something that would begin to happen. That's the kind of bullcrap both you and him pulled with your own daughters and the executive director's sons.
And I'm also, the son of the president living next to us also works for the same company as your dad, and when he heard the news, he told his mom about it, and now that news is spreading all throughout the neighborhood, and now it's really hard for me to leave this house with everyone watching me.
I like to think you're both getting what you deserve right now, Mom.
No way! Are you not even going to try and help your father and I out of this, even just a little bit?
Is there a reason for me to want to help you both?
What?
Are you aware of just how much stress you've given both myself and Bailey over the years now? I don't think you do, and will most likely never will.
You guys have been stressed?
You go ahead and figure all of your problems out on your own now. I have my own husband to get back to now as we both begin to move into our new place and buy furniture for it.
But, isn't there at least a few $1,000s you could—
No, Mom, there really isn't. For all those times you called me so useless and a pile of trash, it's really odd seeing you begging for my help like this now anyway. Go talk with Dad about how to handle your guys' punishment, in other words, and leave both Bailey and I out of it. Goodbye now, and I'll never be seeing you again.
Kate, wait! Let me come out to you and we can talk all this over in person. What is your address? Kate!
My mom continued to call me for some time after I put down my phone, and with it getting really late for me, once I'd gotten out of the shower, I went and made sure to block her. Things were then completely silent, and I never had to hear another word from her or my dad's mouth ever again. After what had all gone down with my mom, my dad was kind of forced to quit his job at the company, and was not even given a package or anything when he left. One of the reasons he's had to go and leave the company is because he couldn't stand all of the rumors about him. He would have to spend almost every single day of his life there dealing with the crap his coworkers would give him about my mom's and his decisions. And at one point, he was even being teased by some of his teammates, saying that he would have been better off with a wife that could actually understand the difference between reality and her dreams. So with all of that constant talk getting to him, he really didn't have another choice but to go. There is one other thing, though, that played into the decision my dad made, and that had to do with money. In order to get the 37-year-old man to marry my little sister, they were paid hundreds of dollars by him as a way of saying he could pretty much do whatever he wanted with her. But due to my sister no longer marrying the 37-year-old man my parents promised him would happen, they were asked to return the money he'd given them. However, both of my parents had already used the money, and part of the reason for that was my dad's current situation at work. And normally, my parents weren't good at saving money anyways, so they both really put themselves in a bad situation. So when that man came over to get the money back, and neither of them had it for him anymore, he went and took valuables from them like jewelry and clothing, which he could go out and sell. Things became even more difficult for my dad after that, as he started looking for work due to his old age. And without the hopes of money coming from my sister or I anymore, both of my parents started to get into arguments and fights every day, throwing furniture all around their house. But after a few days, they both agreed to go out and settle with part-time jobs in order to pay for the house and food, and get all of the neighbors to stop calling the police on them due to the fighting. I'm not sure how long they can handle that situation for, though, but having blocked the both of them now, their future does not matter to me at all. And as for what's happened with Bailey, she's now back on the other side of the U.S. from my parents with her husband, taking classes at her trade school to prepare for working as a carpenter. And when things come to myself, I'm still living overseas with my new husband, working full-time as a housewife. He and I aren't totally certain what I'm going to do next here, but at least now I'm not being held down by my mom anymore and finally feel completely free.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
George? What the hell is that memo you wrote down? How could you just write down for me that you're going overseas now on a frickin' sticky note? And not only have you gone, but your mother has gone with you overseas now on vacation? Is this some kind of a seriously sick joke or something?
What is going on here, Riley? Stop trying to ignore the fact that I'm just wanting to show my mom my love and respect for her by doing this.
By the way, where the hell did you even get the money to go overseas on that vacation?
About that actually, I used that thing. Remember how you got that $2,000 ticket from your dad so that you could go travel to another country without having to pay?
What? Are you talking about the $2,000 travel voucher that my dad gave us for our wedding?
That's the one, I think.
Huh? Why would you? My dad gave that voucher to us so that you and I could use it to travel overseas and celebrate us getting married, right?
Correct, which means that I have a right to use it on whatever I want. And since now was the perfect time for me to use it, with my mom commenting on how much she'd been wanting to travel overseas for a bit, I used said voucher.
You have to be kidding me, right? That was given to us for you and I to use, so how could you just do something like that without even talking to me first?
Well, it's not like you were going to be able to take a vacation right now.
What? What are you talking about?
My mom told me that going on vacation is a luxury for a wife like you, and for me to go on vacation all by myself, that would just be too boring for me. So I asked that my mom come along with me on this one.
Huh? All of the things you're saying right now are outright ridiculous to the point I can't even understand what your reasoning was anymore.
Hey, the one who I can't seem to talk to right now is you, Riley. If you're so upset about us not having gone on this trip together and about the image it could leave behind, just lie to your dad and tell him you and I used the ticket to travel already. That should be enough to calm your nerves and his, right?
Huh?
And with that, we're done talking about this now. Now I'm about to get on the plane with my mom, so I'll see you later.
You hold it right there, George. This has nothing to do with how my dad feels about any of this. George! Jesus frickin' Christ, I don't care what happens with you or your mother.
Hey, how's it going, Riley? Have you been hanging in there?
Hey, Dad. I think that I've been doing all right.
Have things been going all right with George and the rest of your in-laws lately?
Well, let's just say things have been a bit rough for me.
Why would that be the case?
Well, on the bright side, I'm at least getting used to how the city here wants the trash and recycling done each week, and have become a lot closer with a lot of the neighbors now, to the point I can trust all of them. So, not everything has been rough.
I see. Glad to see that you're getting along with the rest of the neighborhood so far.
That's right.
Right. Now that I'm talking with you, I have something else to ask about. Did you and George end up using that overseas travel voucher I'd given you for your wedding?
Yes.
With $2,000, you guys were able to have a nice little trip, right? Tell me, where did the both of you end up going with that?
Well, I'm not sure what the best thing to say about this would be.
Wait, was that $2,000 not enough for both of you?
It has nothing to do with the voucher itself, Dad, and nothing at all to do with the amount you'd given us either.
What happened, Riley? You're getting a little bit too vague for me here.
Well, the one who ended up using that voucher wasn't me.
What?
The ones who went and used it were George and his mother.
Huh?
He told me that the both of them took the voucher without even speaking to me first to go overseas with it. I was never told where they were going on that trip and for how long the two of them would be gone for. But currently, they are out of the house and enjoying themselves somewhere with that voucher.
What the hell is up with that? I gave that voucher specifically to you so that you and George would be able to have a honeymoon when you guys had time for one, since George didn't have any of the money to treat you to one. You explained all of that to George, right? Why the hell would his mother have a part in any of it? And why would he take her instead of you on that vacation?
When it comes to his mother, about her, well,
Let's just say that the both of them are just as bad as the other. And they both agreed to use that voucher without even coming to me first to ask if it would be okay for them to use it instead of me.
Is that right? Does this mean his mother did that with the intent of trying to cause some trouble for you? Or do you maybe think that someone like George is just a mama's boy and won't even dare go against his mother if she were to bring an idea like that up to him?
Those are both good points. And I think you're right about both of them. And it's not like either of them really understand the current financial situation at the house.
Has his father said anything to you at all about what's going on there?
Normally, he does a really good job of listening to everyone and their opinions. But recently, he's had a lot going on at the office and doesn't have the mental leeway to deal with the family much.
And does he know anything about his wife and son using your gift from me to go overseas for a little while without having to pay a dime?
Well, he hasn't been home for a little while since he's been at work for a business trip the past few days. His trip has something to do with something very important regarding the company, and I don't want to take his attention away from that by telling him all of this drama.
Do you know when he should be back from that business trip?
In 2 more days, I think.
Understood. Now, Riley...
Yeah?
Can you start getting all your things packed up and ready to move back to our house?
What?
Based on what you just told me, you'll be at the house all by yourself for the next 2 days, right?
Correct. Everyone that's been living here is now out of the house for a bit, so it's just been me here all alone, taking care of things like the chores and whatnot while they're all away.
Then that makes this all the more easy for you. I'll have your mom head over there tomorrow with her pickup truck.
Wait, you're sending Mom?
When Mom looked over at my phone and noticed that both your mother-in-law and husband used that voucher without even asking you first, she sat up and said that she'd seen enough already. She told me that she's ready to head over there right now to get you, and just took the truck out to get it filled up with gas so she can leave first thing in the morning.
So this means that both you and Mom are going to have me go back to your house and stay there for a while?
Well, now that you're aware of things, Riley, I want you to leave all the rest of this stuff to me.
Are you sure, Dad?
I think when it comes to your father-in-law, I'd do a much better job of talking to him about everything, and we wouldn't have to waste all day trying.
I guess you are better at that. I'll leave explaining all of this to him up to you then.
Thank you. I'll be doing my best. What in the hell is this divorce paper all about?
Does that mean you and your mother are back from your vacation now?
We sure are, and it was because of you that she and I had to hurry our asses back to the U.S. Bringing my damn dad into all of this is screwed up, you know.
How would something like that be screwed up, though? When you're the one that went and used my dad's present to us for your mom and you without even asking.
Huh? Things that the wife owns become things that the husband owns. So what the hell is wrong with me using the voucher on things I wanted to use it on?
I would like to talk with you about what ended up going on there, actually.
Hold on, I don't even know why this is such a big deal for you, though. Where the hell have you even run off to, Riley?
I went home.
Why the hell would you go all the way back there without telling me first? You're the one who should have asked me if going back home to your parents was all right first before doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying here? When the wife wants to go back and see her parents, she's supposed to come to the husband first and ask for his permission before even thinking about leaving the house to go home.
I'm not sure what all you're talking about, George. Especially when you already heard about why this is all happening from your own father now, right? I mean, he was the one that said it was okay for me to go home, so...
Wait, he said it was okay for you to leave the house?
After speaking to my dad about what happened between you and I, he said that he'd go and have a word with your father about all of this. But I never expected that your dad would become so upset by the whole situation that he'd ask for your mother and you to rush home right away.
What are you even trying to say here? Even if I try and look at all this from your point of view, the way you did things was messed up.
How come all of this is messed up to you?
Because this is leading to you leaving me through a divorce now. And not only that, but my dad is leaving my mom now too, which means that I was told by my dad that he's no longer gonna let me become the next CEO of his company after he leaves. He said that he's now looking into other employees in the company he'd like to give the position to, and he'll be giving me a pay reduction come next quarter.
Ah, you were a manager there or something, right?
And to make all of this worse, he's gonna have me transferred out of the HQ building and into a much smaller office on the other side of the state in the middle of who knows where.
Just be thankful that he didn't happen to fire you then.
I'm not thankful for any of this. Now you listen here. You're the one that has to rely on everything I do and bring into the family to live, so if I lose a large portion of my salary next quarter, you're gonna be the one feeling that lack of money the most.
Did you already forget about how I left you with those divorce papers and moved back to my parents' house?
What? Wait, but you are... Right now, you're nothing more than a housewife, right?
What the hell are you talking about? I have been working remotely this whole entire time, George.
What?
Your mother, for whatever reason that only God knows, was the one who started to think that for some reason me being in my room working on my laptop all day was me playing games or something and slacking off from my chores. And that delusion of hers somehow managed to pass on to you as well, and you began to say the same things thinking that I was your housewife, just like your mother. I'm really not sure why the both of you were able to have such terrible delusions about me, but I never once said that I was a housewife, nor did I ever say I was playing games in my room all day.
Wait, huh?
In other words, you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? Even if you were to sign those papers and hand them in today, I would have no problem with becoming divorced. Now, as for the both of you, considering that your father has been having some really tough times with his company lately and things only seem to be getting worse for him as the CEO, he may no longer be able to afford that house you all are living in. And with you and your mother always spending all his money by going out and acting like you both are celebrities or something, you're only making things worse for your father. So in his eyes, both you and your mother are really nothing more than a couple of pains in his ass that he needs to get rid of now.
What?
But to make things really worse, while your mother and father have knowingly been taking money from my dad in order to help with your guys' financial situation and all, your mother has still had the balls to pick on me all the time. And then there's you, who should also know about my dad's money going to you all, yet you have been treating me just as badly as your mother, acting like she's been giving me hell this whole entire time.
No, wait, that's,
Then fully aware that we wouldn't be able to have a honeymoon after our wedding due to you having no money at all in your savings, my dad gifted you and I that voucher so that we could have a honeymoon using it. Yet you went and used it with your mother, the one who had helped get your family into such a terrible situation in the first place, to go on vacation instead. After having shown my dad just how little you respect what he's done for all of you, there's no way for you to make any more excuses here, right?
I was just,
Those are the reasons why your father has now told your mother he's divorcing her, and why you're now on a path that is just above being fired within your father's company. Now, could you stop trying to blame everything on me and get real for once? That's the only way you're going to be able to save yourself after this.
No way! I didn't do anything wrong, though! And my mom, she would never do anything wrong! Yo, Riley, you get your ass back to this house right now, and you tell your goddamn dad that my mom was never picking on you while you've been living here with me.
Wait, it is too late for all of that to happen now.
I'm asking you to just say it was all a lie you told, and that should fix all of this mess.
I haven't been lying about all of this, though. And also, I've already shown both my mom and dad the evidence I had of your mom harassing me.
Huh? Evidence?
That's right, I have evidence on all of it. Evidence that makes it very clear to anyone with a brain cell that she'd been harassing me there.
Since when were you able to get evidence like that?
I started to get it the moment you and I got married and I moved into your parents' house with you, dumbass.
Huh? Why would you intentionally be getting evidence like that while married to me?
So you don't even have any memory of what started all of this? The only reason I had to move into your parents' house to live with you all in the first place was because you and your mother decided on it without asking your father or myself. And when I was away for a bit on a business trip, you both called the apartment complex I'd been living at and had them cancel the lease I had. You both even went and took all of my things without asking me and moved them all to your parents' place before I came back. When I got back and had seen the damage that was done, it wasn't impossible for someone like me to tell where our marriage was already heading.
Wait, but I'm saying the only reason you would think to get evidence of my mom like that is if you thought she was picking on you.
Yeah, I get that you both loved to call it my training as your wife, but your mother getting in the way of my work, your mother throwing away all of my cooking, your mother drenching all of the laundry in water again right after I dried it, and your mother spilling out the contents of the vacuum onto the floor after I just finished cleaning? I'm sorry, but people who actually have brains can see that nothing about that is training me to be a wife.
But even still, you gathering evidence on my mom like that...
I had no other option, right? You and your mother made it impossible for me to want to be your wife and live in that house with you all, and that's why I made my choice.
Are you kidding me?
And have you looked at your older sister's experience? The one that happened 5 years ago? Originally, it was your sister and her husband that moved in with your parents to live with them, right? And because of the way your mother would pick on her husband, treating him like crap because he didn't make as much as your sister went and let loose on you all before she cut ties to the family, right? And now both your sister and her husband are long gone, and none of you know where they went. I heard about all of this from your father, by the way.
My dad told you about all of that crap?
So, with all of that in mind now, I would like you to talk with my lawyer about any of your concerns from now on.
Wait, hold on!
Don't you ever talk to me directly again. His mother came running out to my parents' home. They continued to bash the doorbell over and over, screaming at the top of their lungs about how they didn't agree with the divorce and about how they both wanted me to become their ATM. And then, out from the side door came a man neither of them had ever seen before in their life. It turns out that those two had accidentally been banging on my neighbor's front door the whole time, and they must have made the mistake since both our front doors are right next to one another. I'm not sure what our neighbor did to the both of them because all I could hear was a lot of screaming and crying, but the very next day both George and his mother went and got the divorces they were asked for. Right now they both have moved away into the small shack that George started to rent close to his new office. And with his more than halved income, his mother can't stand such little money coming in and has started to take on a lot of credit card debt. Out in the middle of nowhere, in a small shack located inside of a trailer park, the two are constantly fighting with one another and getting into trouble with all their neighbors over it. It's only going to be a matter of time before all of their neighbors begin to form a mob, and those two get kicked out of the trailer park as well. I'm still living at home with the both of my parents, and am happy to say that things have worked out a whole lot better for me now, not having to deal with that pathetic mother and son anymore.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Emily, I'm going to be taking your husband from you now. I get that this is all happening on the day of your wedding, but he's going to be with me now. We're going to run away with one another for our love's sake, since that's the only thing the both of us ever wanted. He said that he's left you with the divorce papers and all, so you fill them out and get them to the courthouse as soon as possible. And once you've done that, make sure to let me know so that the two of us can get married and be a happy couple for the rest of our lives. Long time no see. It's been around 3 to 4 years now since the last time we talked, right? Wow, if it isn't Billy. What? Why are you reacting to me with such a terrible reaction? Because I hate you and would like you to know that. What? Aren't you being a bitch, though, by being that straightforward about all of it? Well, you have that kind of rotten brain where if I didn't tell you straightforward like that, you'll never be able to understand. What? What the hell, Emily? Having to deal with you is nothing more than a waste of my time. So I'm just trying to talk to you in a way that'll actually convey to you that I don't want to deal with you ever again, okay? If there is something really important you want to tell me, then spit it out right now. And if you're going to be asking me for anything, just know I'm going to say no to it, no matter what you ask for. Well, then this time will be your first time ever actually saying yes to what I'm about to tell and ask from you. What is it? Listen, Emily, I'm going to be giving you back your ex-husband, all right? Huh? What do you mean by my ex-husband? Listen, Emily, listen. I'm currently pregnant with my current boyfriend's kid, you see. So when it comes to your ex, I don't really have a use for him near me anymore. Wait a second. What is this about me having an ex-husband, though? I'm going to have a much happier life with my boyfriend now, so you can relax and take your ex back from me now. I'm asking you, who the hell is this ex-husband of mine you're talking about? Who the hell is he? Does this have anything to do with those nonsensical messages you were texting me 3 years ago or something? Are you talking about those messages about how I was talking to your husband and running off with him for our love's sake? Yeah, whatever the hell that was about. None of that made any sense to me because the man I'm with right now is my first husband, and I so happen to be his first wife, which means neither one of us have ever been in a situation where we've gotten a divorce. And from what my husband has told me, he's never even heard about you before and doesn't care to. What? What the hell's all that about? That wedding happened between you both 3 years ago, and it ended up getting canceled after your groom and I ran away from there anyway. There is no way you just forget about all of that happening and about the divorce as well. And are you just imagining things now where you think you're still married to your ex or something? That's so hilarious. And by the way, that's kind of scary that you'd be so delusional still. I never had any kind of a wedding before, though. My husband and I only ever went to have pictures taken of us in my wedding dress and his tuxedo, but that's all. Huh? Both my husband and his family understood that I had to cut ties to all my family before getting married. All because not a single one of you cared about me and made my life a living hell. So my husband never had to go out to meet with any of you, which means he not only doesn't know who you are, but he doesn't even know my parents. Again and again with this kind of crap. When you were the one that had such a disappointing wedding 3 years ago. It was at that sad excuse for a wedding that your husband fell head over heels for a beautiful woman like me and said that he'd leave you and come and join me as we ran away. The fact that you would lie so much right now in order to try and forget about that day. Are you really okay mentally? Do you need to go and get yourself a therapist in order to deal with all the trauma? Really, if you're going to try lying your way away from all of those bad memories, you have to try a bit harder than that. I seriously have no idea what you're going on about right now. Well, either way, this is what's going to happen now. You can have your ex-husband back now because I no longer need him. Jesus Christ, I already told you that I do not have any ex-husbands. Bye-bye. Are you freaking listening to me, you dumbass? Who the hell are you talking about right now? I know it's been a very long time now since we last spoke to one another.
Huh? Emily? What's all this about? If you're looking for money from me, I don't have any. And it was you who said you were cutting ties to all of us, so I shouldn't even need to talk with you right now.
I understand that, Mom. And to be honest, I'm not happy about having to message you about this right now either. But Billy's been talking to me about things I have literally no clue about, and now she's trying to do all these things that only seem like they will become problems for me down the road. I want to ask about what's happened with you guys over the past 4 years ever since I left you behind.
Why are you wanting to ask me about all of that, though?
Because everyone else who would have been close to you guys all moved away for things like work or because they got married to someone and had to leave town. Really, the only two people that would know anything at all about Billy is either you or Dad, and so you're the people I'm having to ask. Once I have an understanding about what's gone on with Billy these past 4 years, I'll stop talking with you and never bother you again. So just tell me things that pertain to her and I'll be on my way.
I guess I'll do that for you. When it comes to Billy, we disowned her 3 years ago.
What? You and Dad disowned her? After all that time spent spoiling the hell out of her, you guys got rid of her? What the hell happened that could cause you guys to disown her?
She went and had sexual relations with a married man. And not just any married man, but one who was her boss. Oh, what a disgusting dog she is.
So?
Early that morning, on the day of her boss's wedding and all, she came barging into the place, making it obvious to everyone that she had something with him. She then took him by the hand, and then they both ran out of there screaming about how they were running away together for their love's sake. That led to the whole wedding being all thrown out of order, and I had to be the one to deal with it.
So, those things she was going on about 3 years ago were that?
From there, nobody was able to find those two, and because of that, both your dad and I had to be the ones to take full responsibility for everything she'd done, because she could never be found. We had to sell the house, and now we're both living together at your dad's parents' house, having to take care of them still.
What? But weren't both of you and Grandma really, really at odds with one another all the time?
That's right, we were. And we still are to this day, which has led me to go thin because of all the stress I've had to endure in my age. But I don't have a place to go home to myself anymore. Emily, You ran away from us just before we could have used you the most, leaving us with nobody to rely on at all. We were left with no other place to go back to, so the only choice I had was to live with your dad's parents at their house."
Is that right? That's what I expected to happen to you both, though. Then you're aware that Billy mistook that man, her boss that she took the hand of and ran away with at his wedding, for my husband at the time?
Huh? What are you talking about now?
It's because of that misunderstanding which she had back then that I've had to go all the way out of my own way to talk with you right now.
Emily, did you get married as well?
I still am married, and the man that I'm with at this point in time has nothing to do with someone like Billy at all. And he told me that he had never been with any other woman besides me before we got married.
So you got married without even telling your parents about it all first?
I cut ties to all of you, so of course I wasn't going to be saying anything to you both. And now's not the time to be talking about that anyway. I'm here to talk about Billy. Do you have any other memories of her before she ran away with her boss?
After all of that mess had happened and I was told that your dad and I would have to take responsibility for it, I sort of faded out from reality and don't remember much else. Your dad was the one that took care of the costs and everything that had to do with the wedding and the bride.
In other words, it's best that I go and ask Dad about all of this now instead of you? Understood. I'll go do all of that.
Emily! Hey, you cut all of that crap out right now and come get your ex-husband. I want you at my house within the hour to pick this man up and take him away from me.
Billy, this is actually perfect timing. I was just thinking about texting you about all of that, so thank you for starting us off.
What do you want? Are you finally going to tell me that you want your ex-husband back and will take him out of my house?
To start things off, that man you continue to call my ex-husband happens to be the man you called your boss at the company you were once working for before you ran away with him during his wedding, right? His name's Ryan, right?
That's right. I never thought that he was married to you all that time before I got him out of there.
Why do you think that he was my husband, though?
I was never aware of who he had been married to at first, but then when he and I got to our first hotel together, he sat me down and started to tell me all of the details about his wife and the kind of woman she was. You and her shared the same name, you guys graduated from the same university, and you even grew up in the same place. That's when it came to me that his wife was my older sister. I know that Ryan's a very cool man with a massive house and a lot of money, and that's why I wanted him as my man and all. But when I learned that he was your man of all people, I thought that things would be even more fun now, having just stolen him from my sister's wedding.
So, with that kind of reasoning, you went and destroyed someone else's family?
Well, come on. I thought it would be awesome as hell to make your life go from heaven to hell in a matter of seconds after stealing him from you.
How frickin' sad.
Huh?
Here's the facts for you then. I just spoke with both Mom and Dad and asked them about what happened 3 years ago.
Huh?
You have no idea what kind of trouble you both put Mom and Dad through after you ran away with that married man, right?
Well, not really, no. And after I'd first broken up with Ryan not too long after, I called Mom and Dad telling them that I'd be going home to live with them again. But when I said that, the both of them told me that I was disowned and nothing more.
All right. So you don't know anything about how Mom and Dad were forced to sell their house after you ran off with that man because his wife had forced those two to pay your settlement off?
What?
And you don't know a thing about how now Mom is having to live in her own hell now, being forced to act as Dad's parents' slave all the time since they're having to live together.
Huh?
And about how Ryan's wife has the same name, is the same age, and went to the same schools as me.
What?
In other words, you haven't known about a single one of those things for the past 3 years and have just been living life like you'd done nothing at all, right?
Huh? Wait. What are you going on about? And wait, you guys have the same name and all?
Really, the only difference was what we went to college for. I was there learning international languages, and she was there studying economics. But she and I were never friends with one another, and had never really seen one another in person either our whole lives. In reality, recently was my first time ever learning about how someone with the same name and age as me, who went to all the same schools as me, exists. Huh? Are you kidding me? Also, when it comes to myself, I had to save up my own money and such to go to college, and so I didn't start going to school until a year after all the rest of my friends. That's why, technically, her and I were in different years when it came to the university we were studying at. Are you sure? You have to be lying to me right now, right? If you're still not willing to believe all of the things I'm telling you about now, then you're going to be far worse off. I can have Dad start talking with you again, though, if you'd really like, because he'll tell you all about the things you messed up for Mom and him after he had to clean up your mess. What? So then all of this really did happen? Ryan was never your husband and you were never his wife? Neither of you have ever even seen one another before? That's right. We don't know one another and probably never will. I didn't even know that the man you ran off with back then was named Ryan and only learned his name recently after Dad had told me everything that went on 3 years ago after you left. This is insane. Oh no. Emily! Hey, help me! Emily, please help me. What? You're coming back asking for my help again? I need money! $80,000! No. You give me that money right now! You're asking me for $80,000 right now, so no. Wait, does that mean you went back to Mom and Dad at Grandpa's house? I did, all right, and now they're both coming after me. After being disowned by the both of them, you went and did the most brainless thing possible? Because I thought that since I'm pregnant right now and will be having them soon, I could use them as a way to get Mom and Dad to take me back into the family again. But when I came to the front door to see them, they both started to yell at me, saying they had lost $80,000 having to sell their home and pay for the settlements, and that I'd need to pay them back right now. Although they did say that since I'm pregnant, I could stay at Grandpa's house with them all. But after I had the baby, they were going to be putting me to work. I don't know what place they'd be putting me to work at, but I could tell that Uncle Rich has something in mind for me. He said to Mom and Dad that he knows of a company that's meant for wayward dogs like me, and that they could send me there to work doing manual labor for the rest of my life so I'd learn my place. Oh, right. Oh, he's talking about that all-female rock quarry that's run by the nunnery. A rock quarry run by nuns? They told me that I'd be forced to cry all of my tears away at a place like that. My husband told me that one of his old classmates was forced to go there and work 10 years after she went and beat her kid. He told me all about how before she was forced to go, she was this crazy woman that never listened to her family or her own husband and would constantly yell at her son. But after 10 years of being there, she came out this holy woman who acted like she'd never even think about doing something evil like that again. Huh? What kind of place is that? For some reason, I'm shaking out of fear right now. Well, from what I've heard, a place like that is beyond strict, and it is meant to break your soul and build you a better one. Then why? Why the hell do I have to go and work at a place like that anyway? Why am I not being allowed to go and work at a normal place around the house, like a restaurant or a cafe, like other women my age do? Well, look at it this way. When looked at by those outside the family, you are a total bitch that needs to be taught 500 lessons or so. Huh? I'm a total bitch? Why the hell am I the total bitch here? So you really are unaware of all the horrible things you've done to everyone? You explain to me right now what makes me more of a bitch than all the rest of you. The fact that you even need to be explained to why you're a bitch goes to show that you're too far gone and need some real help. Huh? Oh, that's right. One other thing. Seems that Ryan went out and checked to see if the baby inside you is really that boyfriend's of yours or Ryan's. What? After you had broken up with him for your current man, you went and had sex with him a few more times behind your boyfriend's back, right? Wait, if it is your current boyfriend's baby, then nothing else will be done about it. But right now, Uncle Rich is wanting to take you in to have an exam done to see whose baby that really is. He wants to get a DNA test done on the baby? Well, when all of that starts to be put into motion, I'm not going to be the one around telling you the information about it. What? I've also made a promise with both Mom and Dad that once things have calmed down between us, we are never going to talk to one another again, like things have been for the past 4 years. Wait, hold on a second. And in order to uphold the promise I made to you all a long time ago when cutting ties, I have to say bye to you as well. Emily! So, bye-bye. Emily? Hey, what about that 80,000? My sister goodbye, I made sure to block her number on my phone and removed her contact as well so that I wouldn't even have to worry about seeing anything from her again. And the same thing went for my parents' numbers as well, after I told them that if they ever needed to talk to me again, they could go through my Uncle Rich. Now that I think about it, what happened to the man who Billy said was the father of her current baby? Well, it turns out that the baby she was carrying was neither Ryan's baby or her current boyfriend's baby after testing was done on its DNA. In the end, it was never found out who the baby's father really is. Due to things not going right with Billy whatsoever, my uncle, as well as both my parents, agreed to start talking about having the baby sent to a foster home after it was born. And with a man like my uncle on the case, I think things are going to turn out all right for the baby, even if Billy tries to fight, saying she wants to keep it. It's been a few months now since then, and having given birth to her baby and having a few months to relax, Billy is now on her way to work. When she stepped out of the house one day to get the mail and everything, thinking she'd be just fine, a black van pulled into the driveway and she let out a scream when 3 nuns came out of it. She was grabbed off the front porch when she couldn't get back inside the house thanks to my grandpa locking the door on her, and now she's being taken out to that quarry, where she'll be living in the nunnery nearby and will have no access to the outside world. Currently, she is bawling her eyes out every single day because of the harsh beatings she gets from a lot of the nuns there, who say that they are beating the devil out of her so that she can get back to work and pay her parents back. And you know what? That is just the kind of place that a complete and total dog like my sister really belongs, and I hope that she'll have to stay there forever. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Mom, prom at the convention center downtown is over with now, so I'm going to head out to dinner with some of my friends before coming back home to you. We shouldn't be out too late tonight, and I might even have a friend of mine come over to stay the night as well, if that's okay. Sounds great, Danny. Just make sure you don't get that prom dress dirty while you're out having fun at the restaurant or wherever you guys plan to have dinner. I'll try. By the way, your sister's going to pick you up later on with her car. Wait, really? Oh, that's such a huge help for me. And if the rest of your friends are all heading back home in the same direction, she said she'd be happy to accommodate 3 others in the back of the car. So when you have a time, a place, and an amount of people you plan to have taken home, please text your sister and let her know. Roger that. I'll ask everyone and see who can ride along. Betsy, what the hell do you think you're doing? Marv? Oh, it's been a long time since I last spoke to you through text. Isn't something like this a bit difficult for you?
Or have you finally come around to getting used to texting people?
This has nothing to do with me and my texting abilities. I'm here to yell at you about how you went and stole my dress.
What? I never stole any of your dresses, though. And to start you off with a little bit of important information regarding us, I haven't been out to your place in the past 5 years. I remember you told me to stay away from your house the last time I'd been there, all because my daughter never ended up going to a private high school like your son's daughter has. And you told me that was a crime in your family. And sure, I've passed through town close by to your place before, but not once have I stopped to even say hi to any of you guys there.
So then you're saying you broke in and stole the dress? That means you must have made your own key for this house, so I'm asking that you hand that over to me now. Either that or I'll go ahead and change the locks to this house myself and have you pay for the fees.
I have neither broken into your house or used a spare key that I'd made to get into there.
Well, for the time being, I just want my dress back. And of course, I want you to have it cleaned before handing it back to me.
You want your dress cleaned?
If you hand that dress back over to me in the sorry state that you've most definitely left it in, then I'm going to make you pay me double for having stolen it from me.
Mom, I just called and asked for Jessica to come and get me.
Danny, why do you seem so gloomy right now? And why are you already asking to be brought home when it's only been around an hour since you told me you'd be going out to dinner with your friends?
As we were walking down the street to head to the restaurant, we passed by Grandma's house. You know, Dad's mom's house. And as we were passing by it, I had red wine splashed all over the dress.
What? Marv, I just got a couple of text messages from Danny a few seconds ago, and I'm starting to believe that what she said to me has to do with this dress of yours, which you believe I broke into your house and stole from you. Does that mean you're the one that went out and threw red wine all over her prom dress as she was walking by?
That was me. As I had gone out to grab the wine I had ordered, which just arrived and would be given to Jasmine for her prom party, I saw your daughter out there wearing my dress as she walked by. No matter how one looked at it, it was very clear that you went and stole my dress from me so that she could have a dress to wear on the day of her prom.
I told you already I did not steal that dress.
If it were family that had done this to me, I could find a way to forgive them, but it was a stranger who stole my dress from my house.
A stranger?
I told you that you're no longer allowed anywhere near this house, this family, which makes you a stranger to my family. And for starters, I never once said that I was okay with you getting married to my younger son, and even though it's been 20 years now since you guys got married, I still do not forgive you for that. You are a thief who went and stole my son from me. And I just saw as your daughter of all creatures was out wearing the dress that you stole from me. I suppose thieves have to learn from somewhere, right? And that means she'll make for a good thief herself now. The reason I threw that red wine all over her and the dress was to make sure that you'd have to pay to have the dress cleaned, or else I would have never gotten over the rage that I was in. Getting rid of all those stains from that pearl white dress is going to cost you a lot of money, especially when those stains were made with red wine of all things. I'm not sure the dress will even be salvaged after that. This all feels so wonderful for me right now.
The one paying for that dress to be cleaned won't be me, but you, Marv.
Huh?
Don't you dare start crying about what'll happen with you later. Danny, this is about your prom dress from a few weeks ago. It took a lot of time and a lot of steps to have cleaned, but it's starting to look good as new now with pretty much all of the stains gone.
Really? Oh, that's so great to hear.
Seems that your friend you were with at the time, who had the bright idea of patting off a lot of that wine the moment it hit your dress, was a hero that night. Make sure to go and tell them thank you for using up all of their tissues for that, please.
Will do. By the way, have you talked with Aunt May about any of that?
Just once.
And what did she say about all of this?
She was even more angry than I was at the time.
I'm sure she was. I mean, Grandma did something that would get anyone's blood boiling, right?
Especially when that dress was something you had gotten from your grandma a long time ago and was still in mint condition.
That's right. Originally, that dress was given to my sister, Aunt May, after my mom didn't want it anymore, who then went and gave it to me. And when you turned 14, I handed it down to you because I was the only one of us to have a daughter in the first place.
And then with me, I remember how upset she was when she had to give it to you because she only had boys and no girls. And, well, that dress was almost ruined with wine, all because Dad's mom thought that the dress was hers for some reason, and that she had the right to call you and I thieves for having it? Mom, I really hate that grandma so much, and I wish she'd just die. Like, seriously, I wish she would just kick the can already, because there's no way someone who hates their own son even should be alive.
For the time being, I think that a lot of this misunderstanding will be taken care of. And I was able to hear from Aunt May about how Grandma became so confused there and started to think that I had stolen that dress from her.
Wait, how could Aunt May know? Oh, that's right. Both your mom and Dad's mom went to the same elementary school when they were younger and were in most of the same classes, right?
That's what it seems like. But they weren't really that close, and one could say they actually hated one another back then. Well, with the past in mind, we are going to be making sure that jerk gets what's coming for her after what she did.
Listen here, Betsy. I have been waiting this whole time, wondering when you'd be giving me my dress back from that dirty daughter of yours, and was even being patient with the cleaning for it and everything. Now, what the hell do you think you're doing, making me pay for that dress to be cleaned instead of giving it back to me now?
I'm sure that the price it costs to have the dress cleaned is more than one would normally think, but it's not to the point you can't pay it off, right? And of course, that price isn't going to be enough to make you pay for having ruined my daughter's time after her prom when she was just about to go out with all of her friends to have dinner that night. So I'll make sure to deal with you later on that one, since we've both gone and settled the bill for the dress's cleaning. So get to it, making sure that the bill is paid for on time.
I told you already that you guys went and stole my dress from my house and tried to use it as your daughter's prom dress. You are thieves!
Do you remember anything about my mom?
Huh? Your mom happened to be one of the girls that was in some of my classes throughout elementary school, right? And that was my number one reason for not wanting to let my son and you get married to one another.
And I know the reason for why you hate my mom. It's because you had your first love back then and went to him confessing your love and asking him to date you. But he turned you down and did so because he said that he was in love with my mom and wanted her instead.
Huh? Why do you know about that?
I'm sure that you don't remember this, but back in the day, you really made a name for yourself after being so emotional, and that story spread throughout the school like wildfire.
What?
There were all kinds of things that you did throughout the years, and when it came time for you both to go to prom, the same sorts of things happened. My mom happened to wear a dress at that time that very much resembled yours, and you told her not to wear the same dress as you before dousing her in tons of water. But before she could become totally drenched, she was able to move out of the way with her very quick-reacting soccer player body, and was okay.
Oh, I remember all of that. I was in such a fury, wondering how much more that woman wanted to traumatize and hurt me back then before she'd be willing to leave me the hell alone.
And I hear she proved to you that the dress she had on only resembles yours a little because of a complete coincidence.
Huh?
In other words, you really only attempted to drench her completely over something that wasn't even that big of a deal and wasn't something she had done on purpose.
And so what? You're bringing up something that happened between your mom and I over 30 years ago, so what's the point in all of this?
So you still don't get it then?
What the hell are you trying to tell me?
Have you ever gone to see if that dress you think we'd stolen from you is missing from your closet yet?
What the hell are you talking about?
That dress that you threw red wine all over, which Danny had been wearing to prom, was the same exact dress that her mom wore, that I wore, back when you told me not to wear the same dress as you 30 years ago. That so happens to be my mom's dress, which she has passed along from generation to generation.
What?
It's a dress that my mom first handed down to my sister, who then handed it down to me, which I then handed down to my daughter for her prom. It is a history in my family of being worn to proms, and that is why I wanted Danny in it this year. So this whole thing about you saying I'm the one who stole your dress is yet another one of your ridiculous misunderstandings. Even after 30 years, you are still assuming that the dress my family has is the same dress as the one you own, right? But I'm certain that you guys stole mine. Also, I've heard that the dress you had for prom years ago was repurposed into a wedding dress, where there was a lot more volume added to it before you got married, right? What? That might be true. You can't tell me that you confused a simple prom dress with that of your very own wedding dress, right? I understand that I shouldn't be confusing the two. Then allow me to ask you one last time about this. Have you gone and taken a look in the closet to see if your dress is still there or not? And did you start to call my daughter and I a thief before or after you went and looked for your dress? Did you go out and ruin my daughter's dress on prom night after having gone and looked in your closet for the dress you just assumed we'd stolen from you? I'm sure you don't know this yet, but that dress is something that helped me remember my mom, who passed away 3 years ago. What? Are you going to apologize to me now that you're aware of that? Betsy, where the hell have you all gone off to? I had to go over to your neighbor's place after ringing your doorbell over and over and over again, waiting for you to come out. And when I asked them what happened to all of you, they told me you all moved out of the house a few days ago. I never heard a thing about that. I know, because we all moved away without ever telling you about it. Huh? Why would you do something like that to me? We learned that the whole situation with that dress was because of a misunderstanding, right? And I paid you for the amount you were asking, so why? Because we didn't want to have to deal with you coming after us once you'd paid me. Coming after you guys? You were told by your husband that he would be divorcing you now, and by your older son that he and his family would all be moving away from you now, right? Your husband came to us a few weeks ago, stating that there was a very high chance that you'd come out to find us at our house, and that it was best we left before anything like that happened. Then, where am I supposed to go now? How about you find yourself a job right now and start looking for a place to live before your husband goes and kicks you out of his house? I know of a few construction companies in town that are looking for help at the moment, so how does that all sound? No way. I'm at that age now where it's way too difficult for me to do any sort of physical labor, especially something like construction work. Why would I ever want to go to some company where I'd have to be used to do physical labor like that? That isn't fair. Those last couple of texts I received from my mother-in-law all came from her after she had gone over to our house and was trying to get us to come out and help her. After she had gone over and spoken with our neighbor and then ran back over to our front porch again to text us some more, she noticed Marv drop her phone onto the concrete and then keel over into a fetal position to start crying. And all she screamed about was why she had to go back to working at her age and nothing more. It was at that point that Marv then received texts from not only her husband but her son as well, updating her on their situations and ultimately her situation. Her husband sent her photos of the divorce papers as he was handing them in, saying that she had until tomorrow to be moved out of his house. And the messages from her older son were all about how he and his family were now moved into a new apartment and would no longer be seeing her anymore. These things all piled on top of what she was already screaming about, and that led to her throwing a temper tantrum on the porch. One of her husband's friends saw this happening on our front porch and decided to call around looking for places that would be willing to hire her. He then found someone who would be willing to hire her, and they told him that they'd be there to pick her up in no time. Before long, and right as Marv was getting up to walk home after her tantrum had stopped, 2 black vans pulled into the driveway and a couple of people got out of them and asked her to please get into a van, all while she began to scream and cry. Ever since that day, nobody in the town has ever seen her again, and many people wonder if she's even in the same state as us anymore. I hope that wherever she is now, it's in a good company that does a great job of turning people into productive members of society, and will make short work out of her awful personality for good. As for myself, my husband, and my daughter, we all made sure to move to the other side of town, which is much more of a wooded area, and a place where we could hide our location a lot more easily from Marv. Danny was still able to go to the same school after the move, and my husband and I were able to keep the lives we had before without having to throw much away. And actually, this move worked out perfectly for us anyway, because our house is not only a bit smaller, which is something my husband and I were starting to want as Danny will soon be leaving our house, but the yard is much bigger too. Now my husband can enjoy a lot of the outdoor activities he did in the past with his brother and dad, instead of having to stay all hunched up in the larger yet yardless house we had in the city.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.